Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Take a seat. Good morning, it is your girl Faith Saxton, owner of Elevate to Motivate LLC. And we are elevating myself today. And honestly, not even myself. We're elevating God and the creator, the all magnificent, the one who literally showcases on a daily to myself, like to me, and in small subtle ways. And it took practicing being present in the moment to appreciate, to have gratitude. So I wanted to just hop on in here and take the time to actually share a couple of my stories, because as you guys always know, it's a therapeutic for me, but it's also an outreach for somebody else. Because as we all know, if you don't think about this, understand this, that your story, no matter how small or minuscule that you think, or whatever condition belief is telling you, it's not. It can outpour and inpour to someone else, whether they realize it or not. let me tell you, but okay, let me just keep going. So for those who don't know, for those who don't know, I've been having car problems for the last 2 weeks. And we all know, if you own a car, it's just what comes with owning a machine. Like things fall apart just with time and just with wear and tear. So I've been having car issues. Took it to Hyundai. Hyundai, y'all gotta do better. I took it to Hyundai, and I won't say which one. I ain't gonna be petty, because that's not my intention in this video. But Hyundai, get it together. I took it to Hyundai. I honestly was stressing just with trying to get into, of course, my job, trying to do daily activities, the small things that really don't make a difference at the time. But because I was still wanting the control, I couldn't just sit back and flow like water, So I'm, frustrated with all these things that I can't do because of my lack of ability to move around, but yet still manage to somehow get to work, still manage to somehow share a car with my husband, even though he was having issues with his car and money wasn't there to fix his car, and wasn't able to fix my car. I'm honestly praying, like, whatever this issue is with my car, that is covered under the warranty, and I don't have to pay a thing. So, anxiety sets in, and that was a lot of leeway for me to honestly trust the process and trust that God was going to take care of me. But I allowed anxiety and other things, other human emotions, to overshadow what I knew to be true. It happens. So, going back and forth, this is honestly, I'm crying to my job, to be honest. And finally, for the third time yesterday, my car decides to shut down on my way of taking it to Hyundai, because I kept hearing the same noise that they said that they fixed. So my husband was able to follow me, and I remember I was just time the light turned green, was not able to go at all. My car said, you thought, vroom, no. It wasn't, that wasn't happening. I realized I just died right then and there. And in that moment, there was a peace that came over me. I was irritated, don't get me wrong, but it was a peace that came over me. And if somehow I knew that this was going to work out, because at this point, anxiety and emotions intensified here, because I was sick of it. It's understandable. This is the third time I'm sending it to my car to you. I have bills and stuff I had to pay. Oh, mind you, yesterday, y'all in time, I had lipstick on my teeth. That's okay. Yesterday, on top of the car dropping, I didn't receive a check. Not to play with people's money. Capitalistic societies, y'all gotta chill with that, because anyway, I'm not gonna go in that spill either. But my check didn't come through, and it just seemed like one thing after the other, and it was emotional turn. I cried so much yesterday, y'all have no idea. But I needed that release. I needed it. And for those who sit with themselves and actually dive in, allow themselves to feel, you know what I'm talking about. You have to allow yourself to grieve, no matter how big or small, because it's not a matter of a aspect of this is a big problem, this is a small problem. We put too much emphasis on that. Whether you feel how you feel, allow yourself to grieve that. But that being said, my check didn't hit. Yeah, it was a rough Friday morning. This was all before 10 o'clock, mind you. So I'm sitting at the stoplight. I'm like, okay, I got called AAA, you know, they got sent to the whole line. Like, I'm just like, Lord, I just need a smooth process to something, not having to hit bumps every single way. Like, come on, make it make sense. But God is beyond faithful, and there was nothing but gratitude. So let me continue. There was a moment where I was looking down at my phone, again, trying to say, I just need a smooth process. And I looked up and I see cops behind me, cop lights behind my husband. And I was like, great, here we go. We already know what it doesn't need to be. I'm just going to say, I personally do not have good experiences with cops. I'm not basing it off of social injustice and things like that. But based off of my experience, I do not have any positive. And it's funny because before I tell this story, this was such a big thing to us. What happens, because my husband and I were just talking about the need for community outreach being a public service that cops need to do. There's a level of public service. It's not a matter of y'all need to ride around and harass people. Y'all need to not ride around and look for things. We need to actually be an outpour and uplift to the community. And that we were talking about our personal experiences and how we haven't seen any cops do that. So, so we see this cop light, and both of us, my heart dropped, and I could see his head drop, because we were like, I don't know what's about to happen. And mind you, I'm in the middle of an intersection, so there's people trying to go around me. Like, it's chaotic, it's hectic, and I can't do anything about it. So the cop comes up, he talks to my husband. The cop comes to me. He was like, listen, this is what we're going to do for you. He said, me and your husband are going to pull you to the side, because he was like, I don't trust people. Me neither. I don't trust people either, to a certain level of degrees. I don't, and I'm working on that. But, we kind of laughed at that, and I wanted to really say I don't trust cops, but I kept my tongue. I kept it shut. It was unnecessary. So then he showcased me something different. Because after maybe about a minute or two, he was like, me and your husband gonna get it done. But then he was like, you know what? I'm gonna call 2 other officers too. And what's better than 2 people? No, he was saying 4 people are better than 2. And honestly, we all laughed at that. But let me tell you, when I saw these other 2 cops pull up, I've never in my life been so excited to see cops, like, on the real. Never, ever. But it's like, 2 things happen. A peace continued to happen internally, but also a new perspective of not even just cops, but humanity, of people. And how I just said I don't trust people very often, and that is an internal thing for me based off of traumas and past experience, but it's an actual issue, because it doesn't allow me a lot of times to accept gifts, to accept things, to trust the intentions behind other people, especially cops. We already know what's up with that. But watching these 4 men literally bend over backwards, and like they're pushing my car. Like, one, if you don't have, like, put your car in neutral, whatever, it takes a lot of effort to turn the wheel. So this cop is literally like pushing my car, like turn the wheel at the same time. I'm like, you do you. And then they literally took me out the street and put me onto the sidewalk, where it was like a mall parking lot. They told my husband to park over there. They made sure we would check up. They gave us fifth pumps. Hey, like, honestly, one cop was like, and what's wrong with your car? We explained the situation. Hey, this is the 3rd time taking the Hyundai, blah, 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 blah. And the cop was like, are you serious? This is what I would do, blah, 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 blah. Well, I hope everything, it was just pure. It was genuine. It was genuine love. It was genuine uplift. And like, I thanked him like wholeheartedly, like, you have no idea. And there was like tears of gratitude of just, there's hope in humanity. And it just allowed me to see the good in people, because a lot of times I do see the good in people, but sometimes I can't see the face value aspects that, I see where I want you to go or where I see your potential, but I can't see the flaws a lot of the times right now, like, because I'm so hyper focused on, well, I know you could do this, 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 and this. So when I do see people for who they are, sometimes it's devastating to me. It's devastating. And I get upset because it's just like, I expected so much, but that's me. That's an internal thing. I can't blame the other people. Of course, you can hold people accountable for inappropriate behaviors or disrespectful behaviors, you know, but it's detrimental for me when I see like, oh God, you know what? People, that's right. You know, you are this, and this. So this was very important to me because God was able to showcase, yes, my car was able to go to Hyundai. I'm still waiting on that. But like the materialistic parts were taken care of, but on a deeper level of just humanity, for me, it was just a blessing. Then I was able to call AAA. I spoke to the kindest person ever. And everybody who worked in customer service know that's not easy to do when dealing with people. But she was very genuine. She was very empathetic. She was very, what can I do? You know, something that you expect when you're paying for a service. But for me at that moment, that was a beautiful embodiment of love. That was a beautiful embodiment of trusting the process and how things naturally just will come to you when I just took the step back. Even though I was frustrated and a lot of other emotions. And in that morning, like I said, I cried so much, but I realized my spirit needed that release because most people don't allow themselves to feel. Again, when there's something big, it doesn't matter if it's big, small, it's a matter of perspective. Somebody can view your issues as a small, minuscule problems, but to you, it might be a big deal. Because people a lot of times don't take the time to understand the emotions behind whatever you're feeling or the why and that's, honestly, it's not other people's fault because if for the most part, if you don't take the time to find out for yourself, you are not going to be able to develop the skills to communicate in a healthy way what you need, what you're feeling. So all that being said, y'all, again, I wanted to showcase just a personal story for me, but also it was, everything is always a learning opportunity for a much deeper level if you take that time to digest, to reflect. And like, it was a beautiful testament of unity, y'all. Like, this is how I always envision the world with my I'm an empath. And very much so, and I'm very much proud of that. And this is how, like, I always view the world. And, like, it is possible. It is very much possible if people just take the steps that are needed to step out of that comfort zone of, feelings of, well, I'm going to tell somebody what I feel because this, and this. Hate to tell you, that's not always the answer. That's the ego. It's going to take a lot of starving ego in order to feed and uplift that soul. And that's going to take a lot of uncomfortability, y'all. It's going to take a lot of uncomfortability. It's going to take a lot of rest. It's going to take a lot of work. Hard, dirty, uncomfortable. What other adjectives can I throw in there? Y'all get the point. But what I'm here to tell you, it is possible that there are very much good. There's evil people in the world too, but I believe that there is so much good, so much joy that people want for themselves. They just maybe haven't figured it out, or maybe they're blinded or deceived. It doesn't even matter. It's just a matter of stepping outside of what has been conditioned in you, of finding yourself outside of other people's opinions, outside of your emotions. Y'all, I can go so much deeper on this, but I just wanted to showcase that for anyone who needs this, that no matter what your circumstances are externally, internally, work right here, work right here. Acknowledge hurts, acknowledge frustrations, acknowledge everything. Speak to God on a daily basis. I cannot emphasize that enough. Surround yourself with higher frequencies. Surround yourself with good, beautiful music, something that's going to elevate your soul, not your flesh. Listen, we all like a little twerk music every now and then, a little ratchet music every now and then, but I'm honestly a true believer. That music lowers your vibrations. Listen, hate to tell y'all, it lowers your vibrations. It does nothing really to elevate the soul. It creates a false identity of self-confidence that a lot of people don't really have. It's just, that's what conditioned fun is. Listen, no judgment here, but it's going to take some changing outside of that. It's going to require you to go against the odds, to defy odds, to be honest, to go against the grain of what you used to know. But let me tell you, just like how it was showcased to me that there's hope for humanity, that means there's hope for you too. At any given point, till you decide to take that first step. So y'all, thanks for tuning in. If you have not hit that subscribe button, let's make this an official thing. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button so you can be updated on all our new videos. I got some new sound bowls coming for you. I got a lot of Woman Crush Wednesday lives coming for you. Guys, just laid out all, honestly, for the next June and early July. We have some new guests, so make sure y'all tune in. Much love. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be great today.